In this video, we are going to see the important topic of how to complete the product receipt registration using the Varos mobile app in Dynamics 365 Finance and Operation. So if you are watching my video for the first time, my name is Sriram Sivashankaran, and I have been posting videos, articles, and documents, user manuals related to Dynamics 365 F1.2. If you want to get regular updates, please do follow my profile. Okay. So one of the important concepts in product receipt is completing the product receipt using the registration process. So this registration process is mandatory in certain business scenarios where user has to complete let's say let's take a specific purchase order. This is in confirm state. If I go to product receipt and then I'll go to update line, then click on registration. So using the registration process, we will be able to complete updating the batch number, serial number, license plate, other product specific dimensions. So those all auto generated, but in the system, user has to go and manually update this. So this is a manual process as far as updating it in the system is concerned. So now in this video, we will see how to complete this using the mobile app emulator, because I cannot show you in the mobile app on a real time basis, but we will see how to do this using a mobile app emulator and what are all the setups required for the same. So let's quickly get into this. First of all, the warehouse and the items both has to be WMS enabled, because in order to use the app mobile emulator or mobile based capabilities of Dynamics 365, first of all, the WMS functionality need to be enabled. First in the warehouse, whatever the warehouse in which we want to complete this, in this case, I am going to use warehouse 24. So make sure that it is used warehouse management process is enabled. Okay. And also from the release products, I'll go to product information management, release products. The item which we are going to complete the invert process, the item has to be WMS enabled. So the storage dimension, so I have already created an item. Make sure that you use the storage dimension where use warehouse management process is enabled. So until unless these two are not enabled, you will not be able to use mobile app to complete the um, GRN process or the registration process. Okay. So then what we are going to do is um, we need to ensure that the batch number and serial number groups are assigned. So in the same release products, I will also show you, because those are required in order to ensure that the batch number group and serial number group defines how it can automatically generate the batch number and serial numbers when you complete the product as well. I'll show you how it happens. But importantly, what you also notice in the serial number group, make sure that you have disabled on physical update, because once if you have enabled on physical update, D365 generally comes to a conclusion that whenever there is a physical update by posting the packing slip or completing the report as finished, only on completion of a physical update, it will create automatically a serial number. So we don't want to do that, because whenever product receipt is closed, a physical update happens. So I want the system to complete the registration by automatically generating the serial number at the time of registration itself. So that's why I have disabled this. And then we need to also ensure that default receipt location is assigned. So let's say I will go to the warehouse management, then warehouses. The 24 was the warehouse which we were discussing. 24. Ensure that there is a default receipt location is tagged. Okay, so this is a default receipt location. Let it be. I just don't want to change this. And then also most importantly, warehouse worker configuration is important. So in order to do the warehouse worker configuration, just go back to warehouse management. Then under setup, you have a worker option. Click on worker, and I have already created my name, and I have also posted a separate video on how to configure the warehouse worker and also configure the mobile device menu items. Please check out the same, because I am not discussing in detail about these two, because both warehouse worker configuration I think I have missed out here, and um, I'll I'll mention it here, warehouse worker configuration, and also mobile device mobile device menu item configuration, because both are important. Then only you will be able to see what are the options available in your mobile device. Just for the sake of this video, I'll just uh, quickly run through this. You can create a user ID and username and then tag the default warehouse. This is the warehouse where we have enabled the WMS, and that's the warehouse I have tagged to this. And then I have also captured it as a default user. And if you want, you can add more warehouses. Click on the warehouse, you can add more warehouses. It will show only the WMS enabled warehouses over here where you can use this particular user. Okay. And also, in order to configure, we have already made a video. Ensure that you check out the same mobile device menu items, because mobile device menu item is very important. We have already created a mobile device menu item. We have created one for purchase receive, and there is one more menu item which I have created for purchase receive plus plus. So please check out the video in my profile. So I'm not getting into the detail of this. And then when you create the PO, we need to ensure that we are creating in WMS enable warehouses. In this case, now we need to create a PO quickly. I'll just quickly create a PO. Um, so I'll click on new. I'll select the purchase order, sorry, vendor account. Then for creating the purchase order, now I need to create it in warehouse 24 where it is actually WMS enabled, right? So then I'll click on OK. And then so we will create the PO, and in the line level, I need to add the item in which we have enabled the WMS. So this is the item WMS123 which I created recently, for which we have enabled WMS. I'll click the color and select the color. Let's say I'm going to raise a purchase order for 10 quantity with a unit price of $1.2. I'll click on save. Then I'll confirm this purchase order. So we are not getting into the details of how to confirm the purchase order. I've also posted a video about the same. Please check out the details. So we have an error over here. So it says, okay, blank is not allowed for the department for the combination. Okay, so this is because of the distribution error. So we can't solve this. I think if we go to setup, okay, let me check out in delivery. Accounting distribution is missing in the ledger account. Okay. So there are a lot of setups which are required from the finance perspective also. So in order to ensure that you are confirming the purchase order. So once you confirm the purchase order, so now I have assigned the department. Now the purchase order has been confirmed. And now let's see here over here. Um, so you have to connect with your finance consultants for the same. So I just given a random department for the sake of this video, but ensure that you tag the appropriate financial dimension accounts. And now generally what happens is then the user has to go to the product receipt and then complete the registration process by clicking on registration and getting into the registration page. Then he has to do it. You can now see here the serial number is already generated automatically for the 10 quantity, right? This is because we have disabled the physical update. Okay. So what I will do, I will also quickly create a purchase order, disabling the serial number. I'll duplicate this tab. Because we have also discussed about this concept of physical update in another document, but I just want to refresh the same. If you go to product information management, release products. Now this time we are going to create a purchase order for this item, but this time we will enable the physical update. Okay, you can see the difference. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on edit. I'll enable the physical update. I'll save this. The configuration is changed. Now I'll go to all purchase order. I'll create a new purchase order for the same item. We are going to do it for the same item. Okay, so we are not going to change it. I'm going to create it for warehouse 24. I'll disable active change management. I don't want to go through workflow, so I'll select the same item and color green. Then I'll give quantity for 5. But this time you can see the system will not generate the serial numbers. Let's make sure that we select the department also, so that we don't get the error during confirmation. Then we'll save this. Then now I'll confirm the purchase order. So this time what happens is, since I have enabled physical update, D365 will not create a serial number for before completing the registration. So I'll click on receive, I'll click on product receipt. Now once again I'll go to update line, click on registration. Now you can see there is only one line which is actually available. If I go to the other purchase order, product receipt, yeah, purchase orders, 140, then yeah, I think I missed the number. Be at the last, yeah, this is the purchase order. Now I click on, sorry, I wrongly selected it. It is 140 and the other one is 141. But 140, as you can see, it was actually, I think the selection is not happening. Maybe I'll refresh this page. But the point here is the serial number was generated, and it was actually based on the um, based on the physical update which we have enabled in the serial number group. Now for this item, if you can check out the registration, the serial number is already generated, right? So now the user who is using the mobile app, so generally I'm using a emulator in this case right now, so that you can see it in the same screen. Make sure that you add this extension after the legal entity name, and you have to provide the user ID, the worker with which we have actually created the configuration, right? We have already, I showed it to you. So now you can see the receipt status is ordered for all the items. So now let's try to do registration for one item. I have already configured my username and password. So I'll cancel this. So these are the menu items which I have added. I have added two menu items, purchase receive and purchase receive plus plus. There is no difference between the thing. In one menu item, I have given the line number option. In another menu item, I have not given the line number option. So make sure that I will say you can use purchase receive plus plus, so that every time you don't need to write the item number, because item number you may miss with this if 10-15 character length field. So sometimes we may miss the or we can enter a wrong value. So I have given the purchase order and line number details. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll select the purchase order number. I'll give the purchase order number. Line number is 1. So I just want to do a registration for one quantity. I'll hit the OK button. Once I hit the OK button, it will automatically bring the item number. So you can see it automatically system brought the item number and the color. So this is the screen which you will see in the mobile. But D3C also clearly says this form is only intended for testing purposes and is not supported in the production scenarios. So in the production scenarios, you need to use your actual mobile apps. You cannot use these. This can be used only for your testing purpose. Now once again, I'll hit the OK button. So we are sure that this is the item, this is the color, and then I'll hit the OK button. And the system asks us to enter the license plate number. I'll just give a license plate number with today's date. So I'll hit the OK button. Now, once I hit the OK button, D365 pick the serial number which is already available over here in the registration page. Okay, so and the license number is generated, and the batch number is based on the batch number group which we have created. So that if you want, you can modify the batch number also, but serial number is already generated and it has assigned this one quantity to 3665. So let's see where it is. So 3665 is the first item which got registered in the number sequence. So it assigned this number, and still the status over here is ordered, but we have not refreshed this page. So I'll hit the OK button. Now after hitting the OK button, system would have completed the work. So the work got completed. So which means the registration got completed. Now if I go to the registration page, I hit the refresh button, can see the item got registered. So whatever we did using the mobile emulator application, it got updated in our D365. So this is how you can complete the registration process using your mobile app, and the same is actually seamlessly integrated with your D365 system, so that whatever the batch number created or license plate updated based on whatever the changes done in your Varos mobile app will be updated in your system also. But make sure that whatever the configuration I have discussed are more important in order to achieve this scenario, right? So that's it for today. So if you want to get regular updates, please do follow my profile, and I hope to see you in another video tomorrow. Thank you.